You are on such a high with cameras on your face and like in interviews and dressing up and playing such a game, and like you actually feel like the game's real, that when you come home, it's really difficult to figure out how to exist. It's like understanding two realities in one, like life before show and then life after show. I would say that the win was anticlimactic. I had wanted to do it for so long, and then you do it, and then you almost don't feel it. It was like, how, like, where is the win in my body? Like, where is this sense of gratitude? Like, why am I not feeling anything from this? I almost felt a little numb. When you're trying to work on your mental health, it's not just like, okay, here's a quick fix, because one way or another, something is gonna be altered in another area. So you kind of have to see the full spectrum before you start to really wonder if something is working correctly in your body. It's not perfect. Like, I do have anxiety, obviously. Like, I struggle with, I think, just figuring out, you know, what I wanna do. I think the overwhelming question from people is like, how long are you gonna do the challenge for? You keep doing it back to back. What's the goal? I thought, you know, I was gonna go on reality TV. I was going to be able to promote my music, be a star, travel the world, be a cool girl, and absolutely not. It was so much more raw and more difficult than that. I think about myself a year ago, train wreck. Train wreck. And like, nobody would have known that on the outside, but absolute train wreck on the inside. I was born in little humble suburbs of Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia. My family life was like really, I think, typical in the beginning. I have a mom and a dad, and then I have an older sister, younger brother. The hardest part of my childhood that I could think of is just a severe feeling of loneliness. My parents went through a divorce. My mom went back to school. My dad also went back to school. So there was one point in time in my family growing up where everybody was in school at the same time. And so I think I really immersed myself in like soccer and theater, so that way I could fill up my time, because when I would come home, there really wasn't a lot of emotional space to deal with. You know, being a kid, growing up with your parents going through a divorce, and obviously they have their own things on their plate. So a sense of loneliness, I think, is the biggest hurdle. And I think that led to a lot of the codependent relationships that I ended up having throughout my 20s. Little Tori was, I mean, a firecracker. Like, I've always been a weirdo. I've always been the kid to put on mustaches and create a large party atmosphere or like a show. I was always just like entertaining. When the divorce happened, like, I definitely dove into that role even bigger, because I could tell like my family was going through such a hard time, and like I wanted to be a light for them. And I look at myself now and I'm like, no wonder why I chased a career in reality TV for such a long time. I went to a school called SUNY Old Westbury, and I was kind of just looking anywhere to play soccer, and they scouted me, and it was just a D3 school, but I was like, I want to get out of Jersey, like, let me just see what New York has to offer. And so that was really when my life exploded in a way, because I was taking courses on being a reporter, and then I got like a job right before college ended where I was interviewing, freelance interviewing artists like Shaggy and like Jason Derulo, and I used those interviews in my Are You the One tapes. Hi, I'm Tori Deal, I'm from Jersey, and I'm 22 years old. I always wanted to be on TV in some capacity because that's where I felt comfortable.
22 years old, when were you in love?
With my last boyfriend, I thought I loved him very much. He looked just like Channing Tatum. Auditioning for Are You the One sounded like the worst idea in the world to me. Like, my roommate at the time, she was like, you'd love this show, like, you should go on it, and then if you go on it, you can get on the challenge. And she was like, you'd be great on the challenge because you're a competitor. And I was like, no. And so I watched an episode, ironically watched Devin's episode in his season, super crush on him, and I was like, okay, like, let me apply for Are You the One? Sure enough, got on it.
Welcome to Maui and the most ambitious matchmaking experiment ever attempted. This is Are You the One?
I was on Are You the One season 4. It was 2016, and actually the first day of filming was my 23rd birthday.
Tori, I see you checking these guys out over here. A little love at first sight connection, maybe?
I mean, I see a tall, dark, and handsome over there to the right.
So right after Are You the One, the network calls me. And they were basically like, we kind of have you going in between two shows right now. We're thinking we're gonna put you on this new show. It's like The Challenge, but you get to be with your perfect match. They put me on Second Chances, and that was the beginning of that journey.
10 confirmed Are You the One perfect matches are back together.
Whoa! Season 5 is here!
Where are you bitches at?
Give me the foot.
No!
Tori's still kind of into me, not gonna lie.
I really liked it because the challenges, some of them were like really legitimate challenges. Like we had to scale a building, we had to like build a bunch of furniture, we had to like run a lot of miles, and we had to compete with our partners to get home. And so Devin was home before us, and I just remember walking in and seeing him sitting in the hot tub, drinking beers, acting like the man.
You suck!
He was already sitting on his high horse like, haha, I finished first, you losers, I'm the only one who's been on the challenge, ha ha ha. And I was like, this guy. And that's when like the devise started.
No, you're a professional finesser.
Probably not.
Good night, Medusa.
We actually become rivals immediately, but there was always that little thing in me that's like, dude, this guy's so funny. 2017, I get the call for Dirty 30. Going into the challenge, I was most scared of like the physical eliminations. I remember like watching them kind of preparing on YouTube and just being like, oh my God, like this is gonna be brutal. But then obviously once I got in there, my first elimination was a physical elimination. It was blindfolded physical elimination against Marie. And yeah, I just remember being like really, really nervous about that. But I got the win that day. And so that gave me the confidence to go forward.
Yes, baby! All I can think about is, wow, I messed up. I double-crossed Tori. And, well, yeah, I regret my decision.
I love Denisa, but there was definitely a point in the game when like the people that she was working with, like the girls who had been on previous seasons, they were like, okay, well, you can't just like ride with Tori, you know? So I definitely think they influenced her to say my name when the time came. But I took it so personally because that was my first season. Like I didn't know any better. Look at me and Anissa now, like I love her.
When we say we need to talk, that means y'all need to believe.
It's definitely a blessing and a curse to come in with my ride or die because ultimately if it gets taken from me, it's one of my biggest weaknesses.
We were only dating for 3 months at the time. I was at a point in my life where I was just doing anything to fill that hole of loneliness. And so I made this relationship of me and Derek so much bigger and more real than it actually was. Derek left Dirty 30 really early. I was there all the way to the end. It was when I was alone for that period of time, doing these challenges, going through and navigating these hard situations, especially politics, in the challenge house, I realized like, oh my God, like, what am I doing with my life? Him being here was just a distraction. Him being in my real life is a distraction. And then obviously Jordan came in, and then that pattern kind of repeats itself in a way anyway, but it was never about Derek or Jordan. It was always about me needing somebody in my life because I couldn't be alone. My first impression of Jordan was he's a dick. I remember hating him, actually in the airport. The first thing I saw Jordan was like obviously his mustache and like his sitting there with like a whiskey and like a cowboy hat. And I was like, hey, I'm Tori. And he was like, hey. But over time, over the course of the show, he had my back. Like he would come over to me and he would be like, hey, listen, Jenna and Kayla are voting this way. We want to have you, we want you to be there too. Hey, I would love to run a final with you. So like he would like put himself out there, and I was like, oh wow, like this person who I never expected to have my back is now kind of bringing me in and like filling me in on the politics. There was never anything romantic between us. Like we flirted, just like I think pretty much everybody in the challenge house does. It's kind of just like, you know, trying to entertain yourself in this really boring atmosphere, and you obviously have no connection to the outside world. So even trees start to look attractive. Like it's bizarre.
It's been one of the best seasons ever, and hands down, the dirtiest. You wanna know who won? Well, this game is so dirty that I'm not gonna tell you.
What?
The fact that like my first season was the first season that they did $1 million prize money, like that blows my mind. I can't even believe I got lucky enough to be a part of that season. It was massive. And then also make it to the final, which was pretty much what catapulted my entire challenge career. I left that season feeling so high from feeling like I made it to a final, and obviously I didn't know if I won first, second, or third place yet because that got revealed at a live reunion. But what was emphasized even more than my ability to get there was my situation with Jordan and Derek. And so I think that it was a slap in the face, not from anybody other than just reality of what it means to be on reality TV. So it was really hard for me to walk away from that, thinking that it was a success, and then also dealing with everything that came after that. I mean, it was really hard on me. It was really hard on my family. Like, I think that I saw sides of myself that I wasn't, you know, it broke through. Like, whatever dark, deep sadness that was living inside me, like, really came through during that time. Jordan and I, you know, we had hooked up after Dirty 30, and that we were pretty like nonchalant up until New Year's Eve that year. And I saw he went to Mexico with another girl and like posted heart eyes on her. And I reached out to him and I was just like, hey, listen, like, you know, I know that we're not anything serious, but I don't think that I can keep doing this because, you know, seeing you with her hurts. And he was immediately like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize that we were getting to that point. I want to fly and come see you. And so then he flew all the way to New York, and then that was the start of our relationship.
In walks Tori.
Hey, look who it is! Chance for Stars was a riot. Taking me back to Chance for Stars. We got to have hotel rooms, we got to have our phones, we got to be connecting with stars. Honestly, was really humbled because I was surrounded by CT, Bananas, Emily Schromm, hitters, heavy hitters, like legitimately incredible competitors. And I was like, damn, I'm not that good.
I'm coming in as an assassin. That's just all I'm here to do. I'm not here to win any money. I'm just here to with everyone else's game.
2018 is when I got called to be in Vendettas, to be a mercenary. And actually they called me to be on the season and I turned it down because I was going through so much emotionally with what had come out after Derek and like the cheating scandal and all that stuff. I felt like I really couldn't handle it. So I said no. And then that's when they hit me back with, hey, do you want to be a mercenary? You can come to Spain for a week, compete one time, get paid this amount of money for it, and Jordan can come too. And I was like, okay. After Mercenaries, Jordan and I traveled Spain, and it like brought us closer. And being a mercenary with Jordan was definitely the honeymoon phase for sure. And then on out after.
We look so bad, we might actually make it a week. And that's if we're not going straight to elimination.
We'll see, okay.
Then I go on Final Reckoning with my ex, Derek. It's not that we didn't like each other. Well, I think, yeah, that's probably what it was. We probably just didn't like each other. I think, you know, he had enough of me, I had enough of him. We weren't meshing well when we were competing, so it made it even more annoying. The only thing that was really in the back of my mind during that season was Jordan. I was still like so smitten over that relationship. I didn't want anything to affect Jordan and I negatively. It's probably my least favorite season.
Take care, you guys.
We are going to train 8-9 and we're gonna go meet up with Rachel and Josh. Rachel is obviously Rachel, challenge legend. Josh, challenge legend.
Yay! Oh, there she is!
Okay, let's work out. Let's do this.
It's pretty much a lifestyle thing for me now when it comes to training, but like honestly, I'm more locked in than I ever have been, especially because I've really transitioned to being vegan. You just have to be really calculated about where you take in all of your macros from to make sure that you're getting in enough protein. So I'm on a complete meal plan and I have a workout plan, but like I'm working out 6 days a week. I'm just trying to stay ready. I mean, now that I'm a champ, they're coming for the throat. I haven't taken a season off since War of the Worlds 2. So it's been like 7 back to back to back to back. Like it's been so many. I dream about taking a break, but right now, like I feel like I'm kind of on my stride and I'm hitting it. I finally got my first win. I've been, you know, to multiple finals in a row now. I'm like, I feel like I'm in it. I don't want to just take my foot off the gas right now. War of the Worlds 2 was in Thailand. That was my favorite location. It was beautiful. It was good for me because obviously, even though it was stressful, I got to prove myself in elimination. and do that hall brawl, which gave me a lot of confidence. Jenny's an incredible competitor, and even though contact sport is different than weightlifting, she would kick my ass in probably everything else. And maybe today she would still kick my ass in the hall brawl, who knows? I was able to show my strengths that season.
If Tori Deal would make me the happiest man in the world, marry me.
Getting proposed to, number one, is disbelief, and then also, like, when you're in a challenge, you're not thinking love. When you're watching your partner compete, you're thinking win. So it was a very big shift from like compete and win to like, oh my God, wait, what? Like, this is completely opposite. I didn't even care that it was on the challenge. Like, I was so in love with Jordan at that time that all I cared about was being with him. Like, I was so obsessively in love with him. It was beautiful for me at that moment. Total Madness was 2020.
This house is so big, you literally need to walk around with all of your supplies at you at all time because you could get lost.
Total Madness, we were in a bunker, World War II bunker, and I think I had a really big chip on my shoulder. I really wanted to make it to another final. I had just been purged out on the final of the season before, so I felt like I was desperate for a win, and that's why I played the game the way I played it. I voted myself into elimination in Total Madness because you had to get a skull. So I was definitely leeching on the fact that Jenna wasn't in a good mental space, and I was like, this is my perfect time to get a skull. And obviously that bit me in the ass, and that was a huge lesson. She beat me by, I think, like 1 second. My biggest mistake that season was being so desperate to win.
I cannot believe that I voted myself into an elimination and went up against somebody who I really thought was checked out and risked it all for this. I would be lying if I did not say I was totally defeated right now.
Come on, Devin. I'm about to die. This is it.
Double Agents was like the hardest mental, oh God, they're all so hard. And Double Agents was too. I was going through so much in my personal life. Jordan and I literally were on the verge of breaking up. We had like a breakup scare. He had broken up with me before we left. I like begged him to stay with me. That season I went into it and like was a mess. Was a total mess. Like, I was, again, isolating myself from everybody. I was really only hanging with Anissa. It was another one of those versions of myself. And all I could think about was like how my life is so tragic at home. It was really hard, and it was hard to lose that season the way I did. But honestly, when I tell you the way I lost, the sense of relief that came over me when Anissa beat me, I've never felt something like that.
I wouldn't lose to you any day. Go get that. I hate you. I'm gonna roll out of this bed. Stop it.
Emmanuel, I really felt this like childlike love with him. He was just such a vibrant person to be around, and he brought so much joy. And this was obviously the first person I really connected with after Jordan. And so he reminded me like, yeah, you can have that feeling again with somebody, and it will be fun.
From 1 to 9, I have all the numbers.
Don't help him.
And I have to position them in a row and columns and diagonals.
Do not help him.
To give me the same answer.
I have no
Probably
idea.
15. I think that Devin and I have really come a long way. Now, over the course of, all of our time together, I've noticed in certain interviews that Devin has like always had my back. So he like had this belief in me as a player and then respected me. And then I have learned to respect him as a player because of how good he has proven himself to be. So it's been this blend of like, yeah, working together on Double Agents, but then not. And then Spies as an Ally, having that riff with Emmanuel, and then him forgiving me immediately. And that's when I was like, this man is my friend. Like, he is choosing right now to see the best of me in the worst of me. And this person is my friend. And like, for that, I will never betray him. And so by me making that mistake with Emmanuel and him proving to me that he was still gonna forgive me, I'm like, dude, like, I have to have this guy's back. And thank God I did. Look where it got both of us. So it's just proof that like, if you work with people through difficult times and see the best in them and the worst, there's something beautiful at the end of the tunnel.
Are you kidding me?
ex-fiance pull up and walk back into this house. It's just not as cut and dry. We haven't seen each other for a year and a half. Jordan and I really didn't end on the best terms, so it's just complicated.
I'm shook right now, bro.
I love you as my person. I will always have your back.
You know I'll always have yours. Come here.
It's crazy. Like, I feel like people are always like, oh my God, are you guys gonna get back together? Are you guys, like, I don't think that's on either one of our radars. Like, we are so just happy at this place to just be friends. So we have a good relationship. Hey friends, thanks for tuning into another episode of Tori Dealing With, where each episode is short, sweet, and the perfect thing to enjoy in the morning, just like your coffee. And I'm so thankful to be on a podcast with the most incredible challenger ever to exist, 3-time champion, I mean the one and only Jordan Wiseley. Jordan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, dummy.
No, it's so good. You know, like I'm so thankful that I could even knowing that we're at a place where I can just reach out and text you like, hey, will you come on the podcast? And I'm happy that we can be at a place where we can be rooting for each other. So I really do want to get into this episode on about how we have become friends after the breakup. I know so many people have reached out to me and like have been curious about how that's possible. So I'm curious from your side, what do you think it takes to be friends with your ex?
This is a big one, because I was thinking about this last night, you know, because what I want to say to people about being friends with your ex is, listen, you obviously liked something about this person in the beginning for you to eventually love them.
I like to do my podcast because it's a way to intimately connect with people who follow me. I just like to be able to express myself very intimately to whoever wants to listen. So it's an opportunity for me to like open the conversation even deeper. It's just been such an incredible journey and I'm really thankful for you.
I'm so thankful for you, Tor.
All right, well, I'll plug everything in the show notes below. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much again for coming on the show. And I love you forever, man. Like,
I love you, honey. Thank you.
I'm so proud of Devin. I'm so proud of how we work together. Like, he is seriously always going to be my favorite partner. Always from the show. I've never worked better with anybody else, and I don't care what the challenge is, I would pick him over anybody.
Tori and Devin, Dave and Dave, the winners of the challenge, Ride or Dies. You can't take it from us, ever. And thank you, Tori, for being my best friend in my Ride or Die. I love you.
I think Devin and I knew pretty early on that we were going to share the money. Like, we had been given the gift of receiving the money from Casey and CT the season before.
Last season, CT and Casey started what I'd like to think is a tradition. They gave second and third place $50,000 apiece. So we're going to give every single person standing there $38,000. 38th season of the challenge. We're going to keep everybody getting paid thing going forward.
It's just such a cool life experience though. Like, I know one day I'm gonna look back when I'm old and I'm gonna be like, I can't believe I did that with my life. I love traveling and then also being able to like experience all of these different challenges and like feel like a badass. Like, that is something that really does make me feel really good. Hello. Hi, so I wrote this kid's book and I just wanted to donate 2 copies to your library. And so just wanted to make sure I could drop them off. I'm like, oh, I've always been a writer. I've always written poetry. And when I was filming Dirty 30, actually, we were there for like 11 weeks. It was my first season filming and I was so drained by the end of it. I kind of wanted to create this little place for my mind to escape to. And so that's when they came up with like the Pancake Palace and the Milky River. And then it turned into my kid's book, which is like an entire land of breakfast food. The message is about sharing and how material wealth is not as important as friendship. And ironically, that's what I did on this last season of the challenge, right? Like, I won all that money with Devin, but we split the syrup. Do you want some coffee? Yes. Okay, cool. Just cheers to a good day. I have my best friend, Kristen, who's actually my friend from Jersey. We live together. We've been best friends since 3rd grade. Day to day is like pretty easy. I wake up and like spend at least an hour outside with my cat, just watching her chase birds and lizards. And I kind of just ease into the day. And then after that, I go get my workout in and I train anywhere from like 1 to 2 hours sometimes. And then I'm working on whatever creative project I want to work on. I'm literally living in like a peaceful palace, and I'm thankful for that. I think everything that I've been through all the way up to this point has now brought me to this very moment. Honestly, I'm just like starting to try to pull away from the goal a little bit more and just live in the present, because like I look at where the goal has taken me. It's gotten me to this point where I get to be in Miami right now and like be around palm trees and this beautiful nature. So like I don't want to think too far ahead, because that's kind of what put me on a spiral in the first place, like wondering what my life was going to be about. What was I going to make of it? I think I have a few more challenges under my belt, and then after that, probably pop out a kid. Who knows? Like I definitely am gonna come back to the nest and just work on my home life and continue to write books. I think I'm gonna start peeling back away from the public eye in the next couple years and just retreating back into me. I'm really not chasing fame anymore like I used to be. I'm not chasing, you know, this title of I need to be a champ. Like now it's really just like finding peace and figuring out where I belong in this big, beautiful world.